Big shout out to today's video sponsor, Linsoul. Check out their fantastic deals in the links in the video description. Can the Kiwi Ears Melody impress at $89, or are you better off spending a bit more for something superior? Find out in this review of the Kiwi Ears Melody. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas and thanks to Linsoul for sending out this pair to review. Their links will be in the description, but they aren't seeing this video before you. And yes, I'm recording two of these in one go. Can you blame me? I have a very busy life these days. Anyway, straight away, if you like bass, you'll probably like the Melody. The 12mm planar driver is far from the largest we've seen in an earphone, but the Melody delivers a grand sound with a hefty note weight, plenty of low end, and some conservative yet fairly sparkly treble that creates an engaging and exciting to listen to sound without going overboard and being too in your face. On the surface, the Melody is quite unassuming with its 3D printed shell in a dull shade of grey. And it's not setting the world alight at $90, but you are treated to a flush 2-pin connector, meaning that you could upgrade from the included wire should you want to. I wouldn't unless you really wanted a balance connector, because the 4-wire braided affair looks and feels decent for an IM at this price point. It's also what you'll find with the Kiwi Ears Quintet, which is a set that I absolutely love and that costs 2.5 times as much. The IM itself is comfortable with a medium-sized nozzle and a shell that won't majorly protrude from your ear. I was able to listen to this set for between sort of 5 and 6 hours without any kind of physical discomfort, and that is helped by the cable hook that keeps the Melody in your ear pretty easily, but that won't clamp down or create any kind of pressure point, which I very much liked. You don't get a case, but at this price point, and given the cable and the quality of the IMs themselves, I'm not too fussed about that. The sound is really engaging and exciting. It features a V-shaped profile, making it a fun sound, not particularly flat or very accurate for, let's say, mastering video or audio. I'm particularly impressed with the way Kiwi has managed to keep the treble in line here. It's not overbearing, but it is very forward and smooth. It creates detail that many sets at this price range are missing. If you watched my ZGAT Chino review, you'll know that I kind of wanted a little more treble, and this has that. So it doesn't have quite as much low end, I would say, and the vocals aren't quite as clear with these, but the treble is much improved. And I imagine because most IM makers at this price point don't want to offend people new to the hobby, they really do want to keep that treble down, and Kiwi has gone sort of a little bit out of their way to make sure that this treble is more present, but is still kept in line. Kiwi is just said, screw it, let's make something that sounds fun, and this is what this is. I mean, I absolutely love treble when it's done well, and this tuning keeps it in check. It lets you know that it's there, so like horns, saxophones, guitar solos, they all sound clean and crisp, and they have that energy to them which you wouldn't get if the treble was less so, but they don't, create fatigue, and that is fantastic. Contrast this with some pretty potent sub bass and you get a Jazz and Joy's ideal value IEM. I probably listened to about 3 hours of Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox in one sitting and enjoyed every single song in its entirety. It's worth mentioning that the sub bass could actually be a little bit much for some. It's not subtle and it means business. It won't show itself in every recording or song, but tracks and media that have some of that low-end good stuff will reveal just how much the Melody like to push the sub bass. If you don't like rumble or chest thumping impact from a set with such sub bass, go for a different pair, because the bass and the treble, the V shape, is what you're buying here. The Melody can be a lean back IEM when you want it, when you turn the volume down, but also a lean in if you turn it up. After listening through my Zendak V2 and K5 Pro, I found that these are fairly sensitive for a planar IM, and that's likely due to the fact that they are smaller in diameter compared to some of the other planars I've looked at. You can easily run these through a phone, through one of those included dongle adapters that you get, sort of the Google Pixel or the iPhone ones. You really don't need a headphone amp for these or a dedicated one, but you can of course enjoy the benefits of those if you do go with one, such as multiple inputs, EQ tuning, stuff like that. Gaming with the Melody was a strange one, because for games where you don't need to hear pinpoint footstep location, these sound really engaging and immersive thanks to that V shape. Like I said, lots of rumble and lots of treble. However, for esports shooters, I found the sub bass and crisp treble to be a little bit too much for stuff like CS2 and Apex Legends. I would go with a set like the SimGot EM6L for that kind of thing. There's plenty of depth and width to these, but the details are just a little bit too intense for me at the right volumes to hit everything else, so it just doesn't sound quite right for esports FPSs. The Melody's imaging is quite impressive, giving you the ability to locate instruments and sound sources, as well as pick out individual layers of music pretty easily. There's a level of detail and clarity that you just don't expect from a set with such a V-shaped standard tune by default, which is arguably what makes it stand out from the astute competition in the sub $100 price bracket. If there's one thing I don't like, it's that the shell is a little bland. I said this about the Chino. This is the second review where I've sort of gone in on the design, and I understand that this price point you have to cut corners in some places. It's not a major issue, and the simplicity is probably why I like them so much. But yeah, I would just say that could you not have added a bit of colour here? Kiwi does some of the nicest designed IEMs I've ever looked at. I mean, they are beautiful, so it's weird that there's sort of a dull one here. I actually have a set whose design is really wacky. The review is coming out soon, so get subscribed for that. But all in all, the Kiwi Ears Melody is a terrific set of IEMs at a price point that makes them hard to say no to. No case and a single-ended cable aside, this is a truly excellent package. And if you like a bit of bite to your sound and want something a little more dynamic, a little more engaging than something like the ZGAT Chino, then look no further. The Kiwi Ears Melody are a fantastic set. A big thanks to Linsoul for sending these out to me for review, and for you for watching today's content. Please do hit like and subscribe to never miss a video like this one. I have loads of content on the way from brands that I haven't covered before, so get subscribed for that. I've been Ryan Thomas, and I will catch you later. Cheers.